Okay guys, there is supposedly a big Nintendo Direct going down sometime this month, but as early as next week. And according to a very reputable leaker, there could be some big classic Nintendo franchises making their comeback on the Nintendo Switch. But do not watch this video if you do not want to be spoiled on what is potentially coming to the Nintendo Switch, maybe even this year, based off of how Nintendo does things, or next year. But before we get into that and a little bit more, what's good everyone, OJ here. Welcome back to another video. Please make sure you hit that like button, subscribe if you are someone new, and click that notification bell to get the best Nintendo Switch RPG news and a bit more right here on PlayerEssence. Now let's go in and jump right into this because there is a penguin on Twitter, and this penguin has been incredibly accurate. He's definitely the Patrick Mahomes of Nintendo Direct leaks at this point, because nobody's doing it at a higher level. Maybe sometimes you get a drop pass to an INT, but even then, the man is still the best in the business at this point when it comes to this whole Twitter, X leaks, different type of stuff. He's been spot on. He let us know about that classic Super Nintendo game that was coming back. Yeah, Super Mario RPG Remake. He let us know about that, and there's been plenty of other ones as well. So the man or the woman or the they or them, he, him, I don't know. The dude definitely knows what he's talking about when it comes down to it. He's got the information. So do not watch this video if you do not want to be spoiled. Now, with the spoiler warning out of the way, let's jump into what Mr. Pyro has to say here. Is it P-O-Ro? I don't know how to say his name. Anyway, it's P-Y-O-R-O. And he stated this on Twitter. Let's just say fans of a certain MATLAB function will be happy with the upcoming Direct. Now, at first, people were like, well, wait a minute, what's going on here? MATLAB, people were suspecting it could be this game, it could be that game, and then ultimately fans were like, it's F-Zero. It's F-Zero, and F-Zero is back. Now, there were some fans that were like, wait a minute, hold up here. They're going to pull the Nintendo and say, like Golden Sun, it's coming back, but it's going to be on the NSO, right? Or something like that. And the leaker came out and said, nope. No, just NO. It's not even like a no, it's going to be this, it's just no. Just shut it down. So it does seem like F-Zero's coming back in some way, shape, or form that's going to be bigger than just a simple NSO game, a GBA game or something like that. But what could it be? Could it be a brand new title? Could it be a remaster or remake? I think it's more in the lines of that. I think it's going to be a remaster from the GameCube of F-Zero GX. Now, we already have F-Zero from the Super Nintendo on the NSO that you can go out there and play. We already have F-Zero X on the NSO that you can already go out there and play with online multiplayer. We do not have F-Zero GX. And that is the last incredible, console F-Zero game that is out there. And if Nintendo were to remaster that and put in some online multiplayer, I think that would be huge for the F-Zero franchise, considering the franchise declined every single time it came out. The games got better and better, but the sales declined and declined from the Super Nintendo all the way to the GameCube, and the GBA sales were just abysmal. So the franchise essentially ended up dying after that, after the GBA releases. But I do think that this is the time, if they're gonna bring it back, it's at the very end of the generation. You've got a massive install base to work with, so it makes sense if Nintendo wants to bring this back at this point. Plus, it's been rumored already that F-Zero GX or F-Zero is coming back outside of the GBA or NSO stuff. So that's already been rumored. So it looks like we've got a somewhat rumored confirmation from someone, once again, that is incredibly reliable. I'll have a link. You guys check out his track record for yourself. The dude puts out hints there, and every time it's like boom, boom, he hits the target. My man is accurate. So I do feel that this is going to happen. I'm not going to sit here and act like I'm the biggest F-Zero fan, because I'm not. F-Zero is a cool franchise, and I'll keep it honest. Like, I played the heck out of F-Zero back in the day. On the Super Nintendo, it was revolutionary. I never played anything like it at that time with the Mode 7 and all the cool stuff. Loved it. Played F-Zero X on the 64. Got it for Christmas back in the day. Absolutely loved it. Picked up F-Zero GX, and there was advancements, and the game was fun, and there was some good stuff, but I never treated it, especially after the first F-Zero, I never treated it as anything more than just kind of like, okay, it is what it is. And I think once Pokemon and once more RPGs started coming out, I kind of like lost track of racing games. Racing games kind of fell by the wayside for me once more advanced and RPGs and all that started getting crazy in the PS1 era, and not really the N64, but obviously the GBA and the DS and just all these systems that had incredible RPGs. Heck, even the GameCube had some good ones with stuff like Skies of Arcadia, Tales of Symphonia, and Phantasy Star Online. So I kind of just got lost in like, okay, I want to play these games instead and not racing games. So F-Zero kind of just became something that wasn't as exciting to me. But I know that there are a number of people that are excited and looking forward to F-Zero. So I hope for those fans, F-Zero comes back so you guys can finally get a bone, because F-Zero pretty much has been non-existent for, what, 2 decades at this point? There really hasn't been much when it comes to console new level F-Zero games since the GameCube, and that's very unfortunate because F-Zero is a classic franchise that was really good. It was super good. And it sold 2 million units plus, I think, on the Super Nintendo, right? It did well, but it just never was able to really grow further than that as Nintendo's console install base dwindled with the N64 and the GameCube. So it would have been nice, though, if they actually tried something like on the Wii, or if they tried something on the DS, or if they tried something on the 3DS. I think the 3DS would have been a good system to kind of bring F-Zero back just to see what's going on. Cheaper development with that type of game, you know, but hey, it is what it is. They never did. But now we might see something here with F-Zero GX, or maybe even a new game. I'm thinking that it's F-Zero GX though. So you guys can let me know in the comment section what you think. But it doesn't stop there, guys. We've got some more, because we've got another rumor that is going down. And this one was interesting. Same person, same leaker. And he showed a picture of Donkey Kong rolling from the Super Mario Bros. Movie. And I think that the GIF or GIF, whatever it is, that he used is very interesting, because it wasn't just Donkey Kong being Donkey Kong, right? Just like, you know, just a picture. It was him doing his rolling, patented rolling attack. Now, obviously, if you've played Donkey Kong, that is what Donkey Kong does. He rolls and hits people in the video games. That's what it is. So to me, that says Donkey Kong is coming back with a new game, or it'd have to be some type of compilation or new game or something. But I don't think it's going to be a compilation, because they already have like DKC, I think 1 through 3 on the Super Nintendo, right? I mean, maybe they remaster Donkey Kong Country Returns. Maybe they kind of go into that, but that doesn't make any sense either. I mean, Donkey Kong 64, maybe that's coming, but I don't think so. I think it's going to be a new Donkey Kong game, because he used the Super Mario Bros. Movie. I mean, if it was something else, he could have used anything else, but the fact that he actually used the movie, and maybe I'm reading too much into this, but that tells me, hey, this is going to be upgraded, maybe because the movie looks really good, so it's something new, so therefore it's a new Donkey Kong game. Now, I've been talking about Donkey Kong for quite some time. If you go back, I think like 3-4 years on this channel, hey, what's going on with Donkey Kong? When is the new game going to be here? What are they going to be doing? Like, I've talked about this quite a bit, and a new Donkey Kong game seems to be like it could be announced. And there was rumors that the Super Mario Odyssey team was actually working on a new Donkey Kong game. So maybe we get this Donkey Kong from the Super Mario Odyssey team. It doesn't seem like Retro Studios, who did Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze, which is an incredible game, by the way, and who did Donkey Kong Country Returns. Doesn't seem like they're working on this game. So it seems like they may have been relieved from the Donkey Kong franchise, and it went back to Japan to see what they can do there. So we'll have to wait and see on that. Now, some people have speculated that we see Donkey Kong 64 remake or something like that, or a new Donkey Kong 3D game, maybe in the same vein as it's Kirby and the Forgotten Land, right? There haven't been many Donkey Kong 3D games. I think that there's really only been truly one on the N64. The GameCube ones were really weird and had bongos and stuff like that, and we're still even 2D for the most part, right? So we haven't really gotten that true HD or true 3D game in decades, right? So I think that if they made a new Donkey Kong game, maybe they make it and it's like the Donkey Kong franchises, Kirby and the Forgotten Land. How that game just exploded and was so good. It was so good, and they finally said, hey, we're gonna go in on 3D with the HD system, which we had that before. I think like Kirby Crystal Shards or one of those games, 64, but it really wasn't anything modern. And I think that we can finally get that with Donkey Kong, and to great success. Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze sold incredibly on the Nintendo Switch. I think it sold over 4 million units plus for a port of the game that already sold, I think, like 2 million units or so on the Wii U. So the fact that that game in general sold 6 million units total plus, that's incredibly good for what that game is about, that 2D Donkey Kong style. So if they made a 3D Donkey Kong game that really pushed the boundaries when it comes to the gameplay aspects, not saying graphically it's going to be the greatest thing ever, but it's a really cool Donkey Kong game in 3D, or even like a Super Mario 3D World type of style Donkey Kong game, I think that could do wonders. I think that could be incredible. However, I would be fine with a 2D Donkey Kong game. If it was 2D and it was incredible, I'd be fine with that. Now, the rumors that came out a while ago about Donkey Kong was that it was 2D and it was 3D. They were going back and forth. Some people didn't know. Some people were saying it was 2D. Some people were saying it was 3D. We just didn't know what it is. So we're going to have to wait and see to see exactly maybe what this game is about or what they're going to do in it. But I'm looking forward to it regardless. Whatever they decide to do, I'm looking forward to it. So I think it's going to be a lot of fun. And this Direct, oh man, it looks like it's going to be announced next week at some point before the Tokyo Game Show that takes place like the week of, like, I think like the 18th or so, like 20th or something like that. So it's taking place in a little bit. So man, this is exciting. It's the fall season. We're getting a lot of big games coming out. We're getting a lot of new stuff happening. So what do you guys think about some of these rumors here with the next Nintendo Direct? What are you looking forward to? Do you think this stuff's going to happen or not? Let me know in the comment section below. Also, make sure you hit that like button. Subscribe if you are someone new and you made it to the end of the video. Hit the notification bell and check out my other Nintendo Switch videos right here, in addition to my top 25 Nintendo Switch games of all time. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll catch you for the next one. Peace.